Hey everybody, good morning. Welcome to another Wake Up With Me Wednesday. This is truly a wake up with me this morning because I haven't even done my miracle morning yet. I just woke up, so making some coffee, so I brought y'all in the kitchen with me. I made some kale chips yesterday, so I need to take those out of the dehydrator. I just turned it off. My husband is going away for a few days. He is a finance manager for Toyota and won a contest recently and won an all-expense paid trip to South Beach. So he's going to be going there and enjoying that for a couple of days. I am green with envy because I would love to go, but he doesn't take any time for himself. Most everybody that knows him knows he's a workaholic, and so this is going to be good for him. It's something that he needs and take a little bit of time away. So making coffee this morning for the next couple of days. I don't really drink a whole lot of coffee this time of year. I don't do well in the heat at all. It's too hot here in Alabama for me, so I mostly do iced coffee, but I make some coffee ahead of time and put it in the fridge to go in some mocha shakes. So those will be yummy later on in the week. I might have one little cup of coffee this morning just for something different. But so what's going on this week? Miracle Morning is still going really well. I had a couple of really tough days, Monday and yesterday of this week. Monday when I got up, I was kind of bombarded by news when I turned on the computer. I have to learn to shut the Facebook window down before I go to bed because I have a habit of looking at that first. And Facebook is kind of funny. It can be either full of everything completely positive or all bad stuff at one time. So Monday was that. Our pastor that we had for a couple of years while we attended Trinity, Brother David Warren, passed away. He had been fighting leukemia for a while, and he was called home on Monday. And I'm just grateful that his suffering is over. But he was something of a really special man, and was very welcoming to everyone, no matter what their background, no matter who they are. And he was so sweet and such a storyteller. I just remember that very clearly about him, and it's something I'll always remember about him is that during his sermons at church on Sunday, nobody could tell a story like him. He was just that storyteller. So very relatable person, and I will always be grateful for him for welcoming us for that time that we were at that church. Definitely praying for his family and his friends and everyone that knew him, and that we'll be attending his memorial service tomorrow. And so, as usual, when somebody passes away that you know well, kiss your babies, kiss your loved ones. You don't know how long they're on this earth for, and so. But anyway, on to other things this morning. So more about Miracle Morning. It's still going really good. I talked with my accountability partner, Buffy, this week about how it's too bad the whole thing couldn't be like this silent meditation. That's one little part of it, but we were talking about that, how nice that is and how much of a change that is, something that sometimes us mamas don't we don't get that. What's silence? You know? But it's good. It's been really good. And I've been working even more. You have 6 things that you do, what are called the lifesavers, every morning that are part of the plan, and then you add 4 things that are kind of your own personal miracle morning, things that you personally need to work on. And I feel like I've been doing those quite a bit this week. Mine are having to do with business and also with relationships with my family and friends, and with housekeeping. You will be glad to know that, I mean, I'm sure you don't see any boxes in here, right? And there are only a couple little boxes left from moving in the living room, which have to go in our homeschool area, which is not set up yet. We are going to start back homeschool around Labor Day this year. With the move and everything, I just felt like we needed a good break. Normally we kind of homeschool all year round, but we took a little bit of a formal break this year, for sanity's sake while moving, and so I think it's going to be a great year. I'm excited. Just working that into my Miracle Morning curriculum planning, and really thinking about how I can best serve my children. And what else this morning? What else? Oh, y'all see my diffuser going this morning. A lot of people have been asking, or ask me on a regular basis, what I put in my essential oil diffuser, and it really depends on my mood and what I need, which is kind of the nice thing about diffusing essential oils as opposed to putting in a air freshener of some kind. You can, first of all, you're not getting all the junk in the air that's in the air freshener. Second, you can really customize it to however you're feeling, what your needs are. This morning we're doing bergamot, which is a really nice kind of different citrus, and grapefruit, which is nice as well in the morning. I love citruses. All the citrus oils make me feel happy and are very uplifting. You do want to be careful if you have pets in the home with diffusing citrus, but we don't have any pets, just 5 children. So put a couple drops of each of those in the diffuser, and so those are going and filling my kitchen with happy. And TerraFit started Monday. My team is me, Heather, Pat, and Colleen. We have a 4-person team this time, and I think it's going to be good. I'm excited. Heather, this is my 3rd time in. Heather's first time. Pat and Colleen, it's their 2nd time, I believe. So I think it's going to be really good. We've all seemed to be connecting real well each day so far on our Terra chat. And then they opened up the September date already. So that's going to be exciting. September 28th, September challenge starts. The deadline to register for that is September 21st. So if you would like more information about that, that's the coffee pot. If you would like more information about that, let me know, and I can get you hooked up with registering for that. It's $25 to sign up and register, and I clearly can't do things and talk at the same time. and you can kind of customize what you want out of the program and what you would like to do. So let me know, and we'll probably have an event coming up. To tell you a little bit more about the program for those of you that are unfamiliar with that, and tell you more about what the 12 weeks entails and what I can do for you as a coach, and so that'll be good. But let's see what else is on my agenda this morning. Oh, things are heating up with politics already, you guys. Like a year until, not more than a year until the next election, and for president, and it is getting crazy, especially on Facebook. It's amazing to me what social media has done to politics and how much more out there things are. And I mean, it's great for information, but people are getting ugly already, you guys. Ugly. So I anticipate that if it's this bad already and we're like a year out, more than a year out from the elections, that things are going to be heating up quite bad. But, I tend to be outspoken on some issues, but others not so much. The good news is that when you put your opinions on Facebook, it's a free weeds out your friends list real fast, it seems like. But I encourage you, during the time of so many emotions and very strong opinions out there, to be open-minded to your friends. I have a really special friend, here, that we haven't really known each other for very long, but I love her dearly, and we have very differing opinions on things, both religion and politics wise, which are real hot topics. And but I love her. I would do anything to help her out, and I think that the world would be a better place if we could be like that with others, and just be understanding that just because someone's opinion is different than ours, that doesn't mean that we can't be friends. It doesn't mean that we can't be loving towards one another, because it's hard right now. There are so many race issues right now, and dividing lines with race, and dividing lines with politics, and with religion, and with what country you're in, and the lines between the moms are ridiculous right now. I think when I had my son, more than 14, my oldest son is 14. When I had him, I had this like vision in my head of how awesome it was going to be in this mom thing with all these other women, and it's going to be awesome, and I'm finally going to be in a group that's really accepted me, and for who I am, and we're gonna raise these babies together. But gosh, things are hard for mamas right now, because do you school or do you homeschool? Do you breastfeed or do you formula feed? Do you wear your baby or do you put them in a stroller? Do you do you follow a vaccination schedule to the T, or do you selectively vaccinate, or do you not vaccinate at all? Or do you feed your baby, your baby's just organic foods? Do you go to McDonald's? Do you go to McDonald's? Do they drink Kool-Aid? Do they not drink Kool-Aid? Do they only drink juice? Do they not drink juice? You know, every single thing on the planet seems to be dividing moms right now. And I think that this is kind of has been on my mind a little bit. What if when we're on Facebook, okay, we're on Facebook and we see something that a mom posts that she's clearly passionate about, okay? She, like last week, was breastfeeding, World Breastfeeding Week. Mama posts that she's so proud of the 9 months that she's been able to breastfeed so far. And she's proud of herself and she's excited for her baby. And how about if you don't breastfeed, that you just scroll by? What about that? Or if that formula feeding mom, posts a picture of her baby with a bottle. How about if you don't agree that the baby shouldn't have a bottle, you just don't say anything? That would be awesome. But how about if you do agree, that you post and give encouragement, okay? So if you agree with something, put a thumbs up there, make a good comment. But if you don't agree, just scroll by. These moms are doing the best that they can do. Whole thing came out yesterday with David Beckham and his daughter having a picture with a pacifier in her mouth, and people just going crazy over that, and because she's 4. While it might not be something that I have done with my children, none of mine would take a pacifier. None of them. None of the 5. If they cried, I heard it. There was no soothing my children. It just was what it was. So I'm a little bit jealous. Not really, but leave people alone. Unless a child is being hurt in some way, there's some kind of abuse going on, leave the parents alone to do the best job that they can do. The tearing down inside emotionally for parents when people make comments, it's a really bad thing. And it does way more harm than good. Even if you think you're commenting to educate them, I promise you they've heard it. Especially with me, 5 babies in. I've heard it. I don't need any extra thoughts at the moment. I do love encouragement, but gosh, you guys, it just, people get really riled up. So anyway, I've been gabbing a while now. So I think I need to get moving. My husband needs to get up soon and start getting on the road to the airport. So, what else? August, there's supposed to be a day, really quick. A lot of people have been sharing this week back to school pictures, which is good for all the kids who are public or private school. I even saw one of a friend of ours from church that was starting grad school, and she had one too, a picture, first day of grad school. It was super cute. But sometimes us homeschoolers, we don't get pictures like that or anything, and so there's a day late in August. I'm going to post about it on the page. And the hashtag you're going to want to follow is hashtag not back to school. NOTBACKTOSCHOOL, with the little hashtag in front of it, or a pound sign for my for the other people who are new to these hashtags like me, #. And we're going to post positive things about homeschooling and pictures of our babies and maybe our homeschool areas or just anything that show what us homeschooling families do. So that's going to be fun. But I'll put the date for that at some point on our page, and you all can see that. So thank you again for waking up with me this morning. I know this is we're over 20 minutes now, so I will stop gabbing. But thanks for joining me, and I will see you again next week. Bye.